What up mongrels, and welcome to another edition of a fat bloke riding an e-bike. Today's offering, we have the RCB G5. Forgive me if I'm shouting a little, someone may have forgot to pack their microphone. What do we have? 250 watt cadence sensor motor, 36 volt 10.5 amp hour battery, 27.5 inch wheels with 160mm mechanical disc brakes, lockable front suspension, 25 kilogram rear rack, same on the back with the brakes. 3 levels of power assist, as I mentioned, it is a cadence sensor, weighing in at 25 kilos, not too bad at all. Full size frame, paddle handlebars. You've also got a throttle up to walking speed. Rear light, front light, brake light, lovely job. Easy to operate menu, massive great big screen, which is brilliant when you're riding. Shimano Tawny 7-speed gear set. Puncture resistant tyres. All in all, oh, spiky metal pedals. All in all, not a bad bike to ride. It has an estimated range of 50 to 90 kilometres. I'm doing 25 miles today, so that will be 35 to 55 miles. Let's see how it does. So with this bike, they sell them in store, maybe it might be online at Decathlon, but either way they sell them through Decathlon, as well as Amazon and their own store, link down below. I've got 20% discount code because I'm kind of a big deal. Obviously if you're buying them from a store like Decathlon, that will then give you recourse to go back should you have any problems. Not many of these e-bikes that you do see do actually have physical stores. She was impressed. There you go. Another thing that I really like, as you can see here, they've got a little slogan on the front, RCB. I'm not sure if it's meant to say rock our life or rock your life, but they've put an extra L in after the our or your and missed out the Y. So at the moment it says rock our life on both sides, so whoever done it dicked up twice. Fit and finish of the bike, well, it's a little bit agricultural, but they're absolutely no problem with them. The paint is a good finish. Yeah, can't complain. Plastic mud guards, some people love them, some people hate them. They do a job, they do exactly what they're meant to do. I'll bring you in closer. So starting at the front, there we have our 160 mechanical disc brakes. Suspension, light. As you can see here, these are the welds I was just telling you about. There's nothing wrong with them. Rock our life. There's your charging port, removable battery. There's that really comfortable seat. Rack, more disc brakes and your hub motor. Not forgetting your little side stand, metal pedals. Ain't a bad looking bike that, is it? There's your rear brake light, look. All is good in the hood. Oh, I'll tell you what I will show you. That is the size of the screen. And I don't know if that is going to show up on the camera. But yeah, as screens go, that is behemoth. 7-speed Tawny shifter, massive brake levers. And there we have your 7-speed Shimano Tawny gear set. What more could you want for an entry-level bike? I've shaved my beard, look, I look even fatter. So as usual, we'll see what it cycles like as a bike with no power assist. First gear, no problem. Cycling through. It feels like any sort of commuter bike. Not an issue in the slightest. Gears out the box are working fine. You'll definitely have no problem cycling in this home should the battery die on you. I've got to say as well, the ergonomics of it is one of the more comfortable bikes that I've ridden. Absolutely. Front suspension, nothing on the back. The seat is surprisingly plush. You know how I feel about bike seats? This doesn't seem too bad. First thing I have noticed is that the speedo only reads 15.5 miles an hour maximum. Not to worry. I'm not in the Tour de France. For sure, it's a nicely set out bike. Couple of bumps and lumps there, not an issue. Certainly feels secure at a little bit more speed. So I've got it in pedal assist 1 currently, out of 3. It is a cadence sensor, so let's see when that kicks in. I'm currently doing 9 miles an hour and I'm already over it. 10 mile an hour, up to 12 for pedal assist 2. It does say that it will climb a 20% hill. I'm currently on a 10% hill. I will crack that up onto level assist 3, pedal assist 3, and see how she goes. Yeah, that's motoring up the hill. I'll have a look at what torque apparently it gives you, but it's zero problem coming up here. 14 mile an hour, I'm in gear 5, go down 1 just to make it easier. Hill climbing, check. Now the only trouble I can see with it having 3 levels of pedal assist and a cadence sensor is that when you're on, you're stuck to those speeds. Until, of course, you're over the speeds and using it as a bike, which it does just fine. I don't know how fast I'm going. Probably about 30. Not a problem. Definitely one of the more comfortable bikes I've ridden. 27.5-inch wheels, not fat tyre, lovely job. Feels like a standard bike. Oh, big pothole. So the battery, it is a 36 volt, 10.5 amp hour battery with an estimated range of 50 to 90 kilometres. So what's that, 35 to 55 mile. That's 75 kilogram bloke, 25 degrees C. Thank you. 25 degrees C with moderate usage of pedal assist. Made it through the kissing gate fine. We'll see today, obviously. I'm upwards of 75 kilograms by a good 20 kilograms. With the cadence sensor being stuck at different levels, i.e. let's say 8 mile an hour, 12 mile an hour, 15.5 mile an hour, it does mean that should you be using this bike in most scenarios on the road, and you do want that assistance, obviously you want to be in the higher level. Gotta say again, I know I've said it before, it is easy to pedal as a bike. So if you're over and above that speed limit, can't see it being a problem. And although this has not been a long distance so far, I'm liking the seat. So here we are on our first bit of gravelly stuff. And that motor takes about 2 seconds to kick in. And when you stop pedaling, about 2 seconds to stop. Unless you brake, then it cuts off instantly. You do have a walk assist throttle. I've no ideas about modding it or anything like that. Look it up. But it's handling this stuff not a problem at all. Why would it? It's just like a normal hardtail mountain bike commuter. Quiet. Let's get up there. A big bonus is that the brakes are around the right way. always good. And another huge, big thumbs up for this thing is, as well as their store, link in description below, I believe I've even got a 20% off code for you. Amazon, they also sell them in Decathlon. Not sure if they're in store in Decathlon or just on Decathlon website. But the fact that you've got an actual retailer in the UK selling them does give you a little bit of confidence when buying them, because you've got a place to go back to. But there's no rattles, no knocks, no nothing. But it does take a little bit of time to kick in with that pedal assist. And as I say, I am going to be in number 3 most of the way. We'll test the brakes, a little bit unfair because they're not bed in, but we'll get to this lamppost, 15.5, and brake. Yep, they work. And kick in, there we go. That's one of the biggest drawbacks with cadence sensors, is just that delay when cycling. You have got the throttle from a standstill that'll pull you away a little bit, up to about 4 miles an hour, I believe. Walking pace. So if you're starting uphill, you know, it's there. Let's have a little look down the rooty, bumpy section. I must say, it handles lovely. Brake levers are mahoosive, and the screen is massive. It tells you what pedal assist you're on, how far you've gone, and your speed, and no doubt you can scroll through it and get a wealth of information. Just like every other bike computer, the actual unit for changing up and down pedal assist, turning on your lights, and all that jazz is in front of you. Big, clear, easy to access buttons, but I have to say, it does feel a little bit plasticky on the cheaper side. Fully functional, and the size of the screen, this is bright sunlight, not a problem with me seeing it. But again, I'm over that 15.5 mile an hour now with no pedal assist, because the bike's easy enough to do it, and I'm climbing slightly. Climbing. Ooh. So I'm 6 miles into my 25-mile trip today. Battery's still reading full. Really comfortable, leisurely cruise. Cannot complain. And in a world full of all singing beasts of fat tyre bikes, this is the second normal looking bike in a row that I've tried. And as a cycling experience, it isn't bad at all. Definitely not intimidating. Got a little bell instead of the horn. And it's just good for cruising. Really can't complain. Picked up the hills enough. Got another hill coming up right now. Short, but pretty steep. I'm already above the 15.5. Drop down, and straight away that kicks in. Picks me up, not a problem. Headlights front and rear, and I believe a brake light. I'll check that out in a bit. 1, 2, and we're off. Good quality headlight, double LED. The rear light's good, and a simple button to push on and off. You've also got a walk assist button. Now with these walk assist buttons, generally you press them, it moves, you let go, they come off. You press this and it stays on. Just something to bear in mind. The pedals are holding my feet fine. I would say they're probably sat just a little bit far back for me, which is a common complaint on the bikes. I might just have an odd body. I've definitely got an odd body, I mean for cycling. My posterior is fine currently. We'll see what happens when I hit all of the bubbly stuff. Is that light on? Light's on. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it when we go through this tunnel. It's aiming up in the air. I'll have to adjust that, but it is illuminating stuff. It is made for going through the streets, so let's have a look at built up area, how it handles. Of course it's not going to be a problem. Balance nicely, just wait for these lights to turn like so. Wait for that to kick in like so. And we're off. Definitely not out of place. The battery is lockable and removable. Not the biggest, most powerful battery in the world, but at UK legal limits, 250 watt motor, you don't really need it. And for what this bike is meant for, you know, if you are getting 30 miles comfortably, we're going to find out today, what's the issue? Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's great to have an 80, 90, 100 mile range on a battery, if that's your bag. Got a 5.5 to 6.5 hour charging time from empty, which is still, you know, a fair amount. So we're 8 miles in, and for the next 8 miles, we are getting smacked in the face by trees. We're on gravelly, lumpy, bumpy, not so much muddy because we haven't had much rain, cycle track. I'm already at the 15.5, so the motor's kicked off. That's going to be the teller. Is this just going to be me cycling the whole way? Or we shall see. At the moment, the price of this bike is on sale for under 900 quid. And to be fair, that's a bit of a bargain. It comes with some NFC cards and an app. Don't know what that means. I'm 50-year-old. I don't need an app to cycle a bike. But some of you might like to be able to change all the settings and turn your lights on your phone rather than whatever else. It's also password protected. And the instruction manual is the clearest and most concise instruction manual I've had out of a bike. Proper big thick booklet with lots of pages dedicated to each nationality or language. Don't want to be called a bigot. But yeah, on this rough stuff, tyres are holding out absolutely fine. I don't feel like I'm going to fly off the bike at any time. It's not slippy, slidey. So on the bumpier stuff, I can hear a few rattles. I believe it's coming from the mudguard. Might just need me to tighten up a few screws. Talking of screws, actually, when putting this together, which was very, very simple, for the most part it comes put together, but the screws attaching, or the Allen bolts attaching the mudguards, are very, very tight, to the point I thought I was cross-threading them. Now I know a lot of these comes with that blue tape wrapped around the end, which works, but yeah, they were a job to get in, and I thought, am I going to break it? Could just be this bike, but you know what I say? I'm going to tell you everything I find. 9 miles in, first bar of battery lost out of 5. So there's your 45 miles if it stays that way. So it could be accurate to its claim, which is again unusual in the e-bike world. Here's the test for the engine's motor, see if I get kicked by the horse. Passing on your right. Thank you. That's good. So really lumpy and bumpy here, as you can hear. Let's hit a couple of potholes. That seat really is quite plush for what looks to be a standard bike seat. Yeah, surprising. Another thing I have noticed, you can hear that motor working against itself when you stop pedalling. I don't know if that's regenerative charging or that. Have a look on their website, I have no idea. I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up, but just listen to see if you can hear that engine. So yeah, there's definitely something going on there. It's almost giving you engine braking. I could have died. And again, that delay when you come off of the pedals could catch some people out by surprise. Not me, seasoned e-bike reviewer, you know that. The fact that it is cadence sensor means that you can just turn the pedals and it will drag you along. So, you know, it's effectively a throttle. Is it my time to go through how stupid the UK e-bike laws are? Yes. Crank up the speed, crank up the power, put in speed limits. Done. As I said, a car can do more than 70 miles an hour. You don't book the car driver for having a car that can do more than 70. You book the car driver for doing more than 70. It's stupid. You can still get these sewer-on riders that are popping wheelies through the high street. Yes, I nearly got taken out by one yesterday. But people like me that would like a little bit more oomph when we're riding back roads on a quaint little island like this, we shouldn't be holding up traffic at 15.5 miles an hour. We shouldn't have to worry about sweating with my old broken knees going up hills. Sort it out. So I'm halfway in, still only showing one battery bar lost. Looks like it could be true to the range. It'd be interesting to see if the power depletes with the battery, because that happened on the last bike and wasn't an issue, obviously. But with this having the entry-level Shimano Tawny gear set, it would be nice to have that power going up that last hill, because it's a long one. So as you may or may not be able to hear, I'm under my own steam over the 15.5 miles an hour, and with that motor it feels like there's a bit of resistance. It could be in my head, and it could just be that I'm on a slight uphill gradient in 7th gear with old legs. But yeah, weird. If it is regenerative, if it's charging the battery, then that's brilliant. If it's just a noisy motor, not so much. Have a look at their website. So I'm well over halfway, and I reckon I've been riding enough now where I can actually give you some positives and negatives about it. So we start off with the negatives. That motor, when it's not actually in use, that noise is a little bit off-putting. Not gonna lie to you. The fact that there are only 3 pedal assist gears, the sort of riding I do, means that 1 and 2, they're redundant. The delay when you start pedaling is the same with most cadence sensor bikes at 2 seconds. No big deal, it's just a personal thing to me. Positives: ergonomics, brilliant, really comfortable to ride. The seat, surprisingly good. The size of the buttons, negative would be that they're a little bit plasticky, and the size of the screen is a definite positive. It's really easy to read, it's bright sunshine at the moment. The only reason I'm having any issues reading it is because I've got a tree in my face. It's because my selfie stick's covering it. Another negative. Why would you have a speedo that only goes up to 15.5 miles an hour? A little bit silly that. But no, overall, thumbs up for the bike. For a bike at 8,500 quid with a 20% discount, use the link below, you really can't complain. So we're just now coming up a really steep, short but steep hill, still in 7th gear. Let's go down to 3rd. Second. Yeah, you ain't gonna have any problems climbing hills with this thing. Might not be rapid, but you'll get up them. So we have had cycle paths and gravelly tracks. We're now entering into road work, where this bike will perform, I have no doubt, brilliantly to its specification. But where, as I said previously, as I always complain and moan, where the UK law really buggers us up. Because you will see shortly, I'm going to be in a place doing 15.5 mile an hour with blind corners, narrow roads, and cars wanting to overtake me every step of the way. Some may say, Bramble, it's downright dangerous. Oh, another good thing with this, it's got nice wide handlebars. Unless you're on a narrow bramble-filled path. So let's scroll through the menu. You've got your voltage that you're using at the moment, or voltage in the battery. Your amps. How far you've travelled overall, so your overall odometer. The trip that you're on now. And the time. Yeah, all the info there, all at a press of a button. As you can see, I'm holding cars up. So these are the sections I'm talking about. I'm on a back road. As you can see, all of these corners going uphill. I'm doing 15.5 mile an hour. And this poor sod behind me has got no option than to just sit and wait until it's clear or make a dodgy overtake. And it don't seem like he's going to, but this is where the UK law really needs to sort itself out. So I'm 20 mile in. I've just lost, oh no, it's gone back up. I'm on the cusp of losing my 2nd bar of battery out of 5. I may have found the one e-bike that is true to its range. I'm way over their average rider weight. I've pretty much been in pedal assist 5 constantly. So yeah, I've still got 3 bars of battery left after 20 miles. So worst case scenario, you're getting 40, 45 out of it. That ain't bad. Pretty much exactly what they said. So we are coming to the last big, long, steep climb. As I said, starts off about 10%, ends up about 12, 15%, and then levels off to, I'm going to say, a 7% for a long, long way. It's that long, long way. It's only about half mile, 3/4 of a mile. Long enough if you don't like cycling uphill. So I'm in pedal assist 5 currently, gear 7, starting the hill. Just drop below that. And yeah, that pedal assist is nice. I've still got the gears to run through should I need them. I'm going to pull over, let him go. This just goes to show, pulling away on a 10-12% hill in 3rd gear from a moving start not an issue. A little 250 watt motor has definitely got the grunt you need to get you up hills. It did kill my momentum a bit, granted. But as you can hear, I'm not puffing. And I'm a bit of a chunky monkey. All in all, my Harris ain't been too bad. The ride's not been bad. I've said my positives and negatives. Have a look at my final thoughts and go from there. Over to you, slightly less sweaty Lee. What do I think about this bike then after riding it? It's really not a bad bang for the buck, I've got to say. Surprisingly comfortable seat. Normally by this stage I'm telling you how I've been violated and all that sort of jazz. I know I've ridden it, but the seat itself really not that bad at all. Battery life has got me round, not an issue. Yeah, it is what it is. The ergonomics of this bike is a really, really comfortable place to be. Just got to wait for the helicopter and car. Sorry if you can hear the helicopter in the background, it's circling me. Right, the ergonomics of this bike, it's a really, really comfortable place to be, I've got to say. The feet are held brilliantly by those metal pedals. You're sitting upright, the grips are fine, the brakes are in the right place. Brakes seem to work absolutely fine as well. It rides just like a normal mountain bike, to be completely honest with you. You've got quick release seat, quick release front wheels, as you would expect. Yeah, let's go through some of the negatives I have found. Plasticky feel of the controllers. They're operational, fully functional, not an issue. The delay when starting off on the pedals and when stopping pedalling is about 2 seconds. Could catch you out if you're going uphill, downhill, whatever. You know, I don't like a delay. The fact that it's only 3 speed, 3 levels of power assist, so say 6, 12, 15 and a half mile an hour, might be 8 at the start. I'm only ever going to use the top thing, top one to get me up to 15 and a half miles an hour. The display only reads the top speed of 15 and a half miles an hour. Again, I'd like to know what I'm doing over and above that. The noise of the motor when you go past the 15 and a half mile an hour or stop pedaling entirely sounds like it's some sort of regenerative, I can't say that bleeding word. Sounds like there's some sort of friction or something going on with it. As soon as you start pedaling and the motor kicks in, it disappears. So I don't know what that is. What else would I say for negatives? There aren't many negatives, to be honest. For the price point, the comfort and the usability of this bike, the weight in itself being only 25 kilo is a godsend. If you're living in the city and you want to commute, or you're using it as a daily shopper, it's a no-brainer. One massive bonus with it, as I may or may not have said, you can buy these in store in Decathlon. They also sell them in Amazon, and you can use my link and go on their website, get 20% off with my link. Check me out. I do get a kickback. Bear that in mind. I'm only ever going to be honest about these bleeding things, but I do get a kickback if you use the link. Alright. All in all, I'm going to say it's a thumbs up for this bike. Certainly at the price.